Hey guys, I'm Chef Megan with Allergy Reality Kitchen, and today we're talking about the 3 knives that you need in your kitchen. The first knife that I would say is the chef's knife. This is the knife that you're going to use the most, and I use this for chopping, cutting, everything. What you want to look out for is the blade. You want it to go all the way through the handle. That's important because it's going to be more sturdy and you're going to get better, it's going to be safer for you. The other thing you want to look out for is this part of the knife. So you're going to be holding your knife like this. You're going to actually put a couple fingers on the blade. And what happens is a lot of times when you're rocking, you want to make sure that your knuckles aren't hitting the cutting board. So that's one thing to look out for when you're buying a knife. I always recommend to my clients and my friends and family, go use a knife before you buy it. It's a big investment. You want to find one that's right for you and for your body type. Another thing to look out for is the blade size. So what I like to do, is I learned this in culinary school, is you want to put up the blade. So the blade goes from the bottom to the tip. You want to put it up to your forearm. And if it fits to your forearm, then it's a good size for you. And of course, try it out, use it, chop a couple things with it at the store to see if you like it. But that's one thing, if you're worried about having too long of a knife or too short, that's one trick to look for. The second knife that I would say to get is a paring knife. And a paring knife is used for things intricate cutting, so cutting a core out of a tomato or peeling off the skin of a kiwi. You want to use a paring knife. A paring knife doesn't need to be expensive, so you can go to any store and get a cheap paring knife and it'll work perfectly. The third knife that I would say to get is a serrated knife. So this serrated knife is longer, but you can also find what's called a tomato knife, and it's a little bit circular and it's shorter if you feel more comfortable cutting bread and stuff like that with that kind of serrated knife. But the serrated knife you want to use for all types of bread. What happens is that these little grooves creates kind of a saw. So you're cutting bread and things that need to be handled a little bit more gently in a sawing motion, and that's why you want the serrated knife. Another question I get asked a lot is sharpening. So you should really sharpen your knives every 6 months to a year, depending on how much you cook and how much you use your knives. A lot of people think this guy is a sharpener, which it's actually not. This is called a honer. And what you do with it is you move it along at a 45-degree angle, and it does create your knife to get a little bit sharper. What's happened is that when you use your knife, you fray the edge of the blade. So what you're doing with the honer is you're just taking off those frays. You're actually not sharpening your steel or whatever metal the actual blade is made with. Another quick tip is you don't want to use cutting boards like glass or hard materials like this one's marble. You want to use a plastic or a wood that is clean. So you can go find good cutting boards at places like Sur La Table and Crate & Barrel and things like that, and we'll comment below and tell you where you can find your knives and where you can find your cutting boards. But I love knife safety as well. So you always want to keep your knives in a safe place away from children. I keep them up high because my kids like to cook with me, and Logan will get up on a stool and just start grabbing them. So you want to teach them safety, and also for yourself. The one thing that people don't know is the sharper the knife, the safer it actually is when you're cutting. And that is really important, why you need to go sharpen your knives. A lot of places they sharpen for $1 an inch, which is really cheap. And you just take them in, they do it right there, and it's all set for you. Another interesting fact is the brand of the knife. So whether it's Asian or German or American, it really has to do with the blade angle. So Asian knives are actually a sharper angle blade because they're cutting things like sushi, and you need a sharper knife for that. So that's another interesting fact, and that's why I love my Asian knives, because I like a sharp knife all the time. So I don't have to sharpen them as often because of the blade angle. So I hope you guys learned a lot about knives, and we are going to post everything at the bottom. Make sure you like us, Subscribe to our channel. We're going to give you tons more of videos to just teach you about safety in the kitchen and fun recipes.